Supporting it. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
I call Simeon Brown.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for the opportunity to take a short call on the Accident Compensation Amendment Bill and its second reading. And as a member of the Education and Workforce Select Committee, we have taken submissions on this bill, considered the bill and have reported it back, with only the one minor amendment around the implementation date. And I would like to acknowledge the chair of that committee, Dr. Parmjit Palmer, for the work that she has done in guiding the committee through the process and ensuring that those who submitted were given a fair hearing on this piece of legislation, which of course was a National Party bill. And it's great, you know, 1 year after, one and a bit years after the election, we're still here debating the good work that the last National-led government put on the order paper and working our way through these changes. And so this bill makes a few changes to the ACC legislation. They are important changes to help improve and make the system fairer. And I would like to just comment briefly on some of those changes, but I won't be spending too long on this bill, as I think it's important that we continue its progress through the House. So the amendments are intended to maintain the effectiveness and efficiency of this regime while also improving its justness and fairness, removing the election requirement for ACC clients to choose between weekly compensation and New Zealand superannuation after being entitled to a year of both. Amending the current provisions to ensure that all clients who are close to or above superannuation qualification age receive up to 24 months of weekly compensation. And an important one is allowing surviving spouses to receive up to 5 years of weekly compensation regardless of age. So I think all those changes relate to times in people's lives which are very difficult and which can be very unexpected, but this provides some fairness and justness to the ACC scheme to ensure that those people who are, through no fault of their own, found in those positions are provided some additional support to assist them through those difficult stages in their life and are supported by the state and through the ACC system to help carry them through. So I just want to also comment briefly on the disestablishment of the Accident Compensation Appeal Authority. And as has been mentioned, there's essentially two avenues for disputes to be worked through. This is going to streamline that through the Disputes Tribunal, and by disestablishing the Accident Compensation Appeal Authority and ensure that there's only the one process now. There was very few cases going through this authority, so the impact will be very minor, and I think by most accounts will be quite well supported by those who have used it and who may need to use that authority in the future. So we commend this bill to the House, look forward to its continued progress and continued support, and hope that it will be passed into law very shortly. Thank you.
I call Jan Logie.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I too rise to take a fairly